no, excuse me, you just know what I'm feeling. Shush. And Deb was like, it's okay, you don't need it. I was like, you shush as well, because you don't know what I'm feeling. Like, give me the epi. Hello, can I get the epi? Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be recording a very highly requested video from you guys. It's something like you have been requesting since it actually happened, but I just never got around to doing it. So let's get straight into it. I didn't expect to record this video at 9 months pregnant with my second child. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that. So let me just clear things up for those who are new here, right? So my daughter is 1 and 3 months, so she's 15 months now, okay? I'm currently pregnant, so I'm currently 9 months pregnant with my second baby, alhamdulillah. But yeah, here it is, the raw story of my labour, my very not so straightforward labour. I've got my water and ice, because you know the situation with pregnant women. It's very heated. Okay, let's begin. So, Serena's due date was August 10th. I had her August 12th, so I was 2 days overdue. Okay, so just a bit of a backstory. They said to me, so obviously when I was having like my growth scans and stuff, they said to me that your baby's weighing above average, your baby's gonna get stuck, we need to induce you, blah 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 blah. And I was like, what you mean? Like they really have a way of saying things in hospitals as well, like, and I was just like, I don't want to get induced, I'm sorry, no, because I was like, baby will come when baby is ready, like I don't want to, don't pressure me. And I was like, and how accurate are you that my baby is big? Like, what are you talking about? They were like, yeah, the elbow's gonna get stuck, head's gonna get stuck. Probably scaring me off, right? And do you know what? I wasn't having any of it. Bear in mind that I've been present at births before, so, and I've been a birth partner for all my sisters as well, so I've witnessed a lot of births, and I've been throughout the journey with my sisters and stuff, so I kind of know how the doctors say things and midwives say things. And to be honest, for me, my biggest advice to my own self was like, do you know what, the baby will come when baby's ready. I don't want to like feel pressured. And plus at this point I was moving in, I was in the middle of moving into our new home, so I was like, I ain't getting induced a week early. I've got things to do. I've got decorating to do, and I had so much things to do, and I was like, no, I'm good, I feel good. And I just basically followed my gut instinct. However, my advice to you guys is if you're in a similar situation, is just follow your gut instinct. Obviously if there's bigger problems and it's problematic and they're quite certain of it, then listen to your doctor and your midwife or whatever. But for me, I was like, no, I'm good, just leave me alone, you exaggerate, bye. So a week's gone by, I'm at my due date, nothing's happened, okay? I've had like, obviously, like, you know, aches and pains and all that crap, but nothing's happened. And I've been so busy with just decorating the house and getting it ready. Just another thing to bear in mind is that I used to live in Wolverhampton, okay? And now I live in Birmingham. So our new home was in Birmingham. It's about a 25-30 minute drive away from our old place. And the hospital that I was registered in was in Wolverhampton, so I was still going to that hospital and due to give birth in that hospital. So I was scheduled to have a sweep a couple of days before my due date, and I did. By the way, can we just stop a second and talk about sweeps? Can we discuss those? Because nobody really discusses them, and I feel like they need to be discussed because they are horrific. They are an absolute violation. That's what they are. I felt violated, okay? And the pain is horrific. When I heard sweep, yeah, I'm thinking, ooh, a sweep. Well, I was in for the surprise, wasn't I? For those who don't know what a sweep is, Google it, okay? Because I'm not about to discuss the graphic content of it. We're not gonna go there. The thing is with the sweep is that it's like 20 seconds of pain and then it's done. a bit like a contraction, sadly. Yeah. Anyway, so she done that sweep anyway. Nothing happened after that. I think it was just like a lot of discharge and a lot of you know, achy, painy things, but nothing too achy, painy. It was just like whatever, nothing was happening. They said if you go over, then we'll do another sweep on like 40+1 days basically. So Friday was my due date. Saturday I'm scheduled in for the sweep, and I really thought something would happen on Friday. Nothing happened. So on Saturday at 2 p.m. I think it was, I've gone to the hospital and I'm thinking, oh my god, another sweep, I can't deal with this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, but I had to. So again, I've laid down, found a spot on the ceiling, focused on it. She's done the sweep and she was like, ooh, the baby's head is very low, I touched it. I was like, did you? Can you pull it out? She was like, no, it's just very low, and you're 1 centimeter dilated. I was like, oh really? Oh, only got 9 to go. That was all right, yeah, okay. And she's like, listen, you're gonna have this baby by tonight. I was like, oh, shut up, don't even lie to me. Really? How do you know these things? You're a magician. Anyway, after that sweep, I felt very, very like, very uncomfortable, very period painy. Pains were coming, and then I said let's go the range basically. So I went the range after after the hospital. So it's my husband and my sister, so my birth partners. So I've gone the range with them. We're walking around and I'm sort of in my own bubble. So they're talking to me, but I'm not listening because I was just trying to focus on what was happening in my body, and I felt like something is coming, like it's happening. I feel like something is happening. Do you know what I mean? Like heavy period pains, and very uncomfortable and just very. Anyway, so I'm walking around the range and I'm stopping every now and again, and I'm just like, oh. And my husband's like, what's up? What are you feeling? I'm like, you know what, let's go home. I'm not in the mood for the range, let's go home. So we drove home. At this point I'm in a really, I'm not like in a bad mood, but I'm just saying like I'm in a very like, I was very zen, but not feeling zen. I was just very like concentrated on my body, and I did want to have that sort of technique throughout labor. I just wanted to be very in tune with my body and just listen to my body and to just see how it all panned out. So I went upstairs, ran myself a nice hot bath just to try and meditate and to just, you know, just try and ease these pains and just get through these pains that I was feeling. Then I was getting these stronger pains every like 25 minutes, so I was presuming they were contractions. So I started getting contractions every 25 minutes. So I got out the bath, gone downstairs. I started listening to some Quran just to try and calm down and just to calm my nerves. And I was just trying to breathe. I was on the ball. You know, the ball really helped, by the way. At this point, it's like 7 p.m, 8 o'clock-ish on a Saturday. And then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go upstairs, do some makeup, do my hair. So I blow dried my hair. I put some like light makeup on just to make myself feel a little like, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. Like I was going to a wedding. And then I'm back on my ball and I thought, oh, let's call the hospital. So I called the hospital and I was like, oh, you know, like, do you want me now, or like, when do you want me? And they were like, you're still okay, you're talking, so you're fine. And I was like, what do you mean? Am I not gonna talk later on? They're like, no, it's fine, just try and do as much as you can at home. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's weird, when the contraction would come, you're like in this other zone. And then as soon as the contraction goes, you're like, anyway, yeah. So then I was watching Coronation Street, like you're just back to normal. It's so weird. The pains were getting worse and worse as the night was going on. So I would say they got to the worst of the worst around midnight to 1 a.m. That's when I was like, listen, it's not a joke now. Get me to the hospital now. I can't. I remember, wallah, I was just like, I can't breathe. I need something. I need something. Khalas. I was like, I'm done. Yalla, get everything in the car. So everyone's just, you know, my sister's getting into the car. I brought the yoga ball with me, just in case I never had any in the hospital. So I brought that with me. Bear in mind, I can't sit down on the seat of the car. Yeah, so it's 1 a.m. We have to travel to Wolverhampton. So I'm in Birmingham. I have to travel to Wolverhampton to my hospital. 25-minute drive on the motorway. yeah. I sit down in the car, the contractions were coming every, like, they were quite close together. And I was like, how the hell am I gonna sit down in this car? Because they were in my back, so I couldn't sit down like this. I had to be like either on my ball or, you know. So what I did is I basically hugged the chair. So I was sat on the chair the other way around. That was the only way I could do it. No seatbelt, no nothing. I couldn't do it. I was like, just take me to the hospital now. Go, 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 go. So my contractions are coming in the car, we're on the motorway, and I'm dying, and I'm just trying to breathe through it. And I can just see my sister's face right in front of me, because obviously I'm at the, I'm sitting that way, so I can see her, she's in the back. And she's like, it's okay. Bless her, she's squashed with the yoga ball. The yoga ball's like right there. And she's like, it's okay, just breathe through it. And I'm like, ya Allah, what the hell? Oh my God, get me to the hospital. I'm like, Abdurrahman, drive faster, drive faster. So we get to the hospital and contractions are coming, and I'm in so much pain at this point. I was like, it's not even a joke now. Like, I can't even talk, I'm not laughing, I'm not in the mood. Like, just give me something. Get out of the car. It took me ages to get out of the car because of the contractions. And then I get out of the car and I was like, wait, put the ball back down. So I put the ball back down, I bounced on it whilst I had the contraction, I was breathing through it. And then I'm walking, another contraction comes, so I was like, put the ball back down, you know. And I was like, basically just squatting my way into the hospital on this wall. So I'm dying to know how many centimeters I am at this point. I'm not gonna lie, at this point I thought that I was like at least 8, maybe 9, maybe 10. I mean, that'd be great. So I'm like waiting to get assessed, right? And I'm like, why are they keeping me waiting? Hello? People not realize what's happening. Like, hello, and I'm shouting down the corridor like, hello, can someone come now? Like, this is a serious situation. It's not a joke. So I'm waiting to get assessed, where I'm in this assessment room. So I'm not in my labor room yet, I'm just in this assessment room. And they took so long to come to me, and I was getting really annoyed, right? And I'm like, where the hell are they? And I was like, Abdurrahman, go, shout down the corridor, tell them to hurry up. This isn't a joke. Just going crazy. Anyway, so the woman comes, right, this nurse, and she's like, hi, my name is, I was like, I don't care what your name is, just hurry up. I'm sorry, tell me what the situation is. What is the 411? Because I'm dying, okay? Anyway, she's sat down, she's like, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. I was like, get to the point, okay? Well, at this point, I'm like, I needed something for the pain because it was getting really ridiculous. And this woman was just really like taking her time, and it was really frustrating me. And I was like, listen, can you call someone else in? Because she was really annoying me, wallah. She was just like, and I'm like, do you know what I mean? So the nurse has come in and she's like, hi, all calm and collected. And I was like, hi, help me. You know what I mean? She's checked me and she's like, you're 5 centimeters dilated. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that, that's fine. At least it's not 1. She's like, yeah, so we're gonna get a labor room sorted out for you. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get someone to come in and check your blood pressure. So somebody's come in to check my blood pressure. So I'm sat down now on my ball and I'm like, okay, check it quickly, like hurry up, like get me to the labor room and give me the drugs because I can't take it anymore. And this woman, right, this nurse, bless her heart, yeah, she's really testing my patience. And I'm not being funny, right? Pregnant woman in labor, in pain. I'm in like active labor now, you know what I mean? Don't keep me waiting, don't keep me waiting. She was keeping me waiting. So she brings her stupid machine that didn't even work, right? It took about 7 attempts to do this stupid checking blood pressure. And she's like, oh, it's not working. So it's like, you know, when it squeezes your arm in. So it's squeezing my arm in, it's like, it wasn't reading anything. And I was like, listen to me. Clearly my blood pressure's going to be high. We're not getting anywhere with this machine. Get me to my labour room. Give me gas and air. Help me. It's so funny looking back, but it was not funny at the time. Wallah, it was not funny. I'm just thinking about it, oh my god. Anyway, she's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, okay, it's fine, but please, like, I'm in pain, help me. Like at this point, I was like, just please give me something. Anyway, they moved me to the labor room. So I'm in the labor room I've got my good on now because I brought my good on cube, and I'm so glad that I brought it because it really kept me calm when I needed it. Yeah, so at this point it's probably like 3 a.m. now, 4 a.m. So I'm in my labor room. I've got my gas in here. Dahaba and Abdurrahman are just like trying to calm me down, give me massages and whatever. I'm trying to just get through these contractions. They're getting more and more intense. And then around I think 6 a.m. I wanted to check how many centimeters dilated I was, and at that point I was still 5 centimeters, and I was exhausted. Can you imagine? So it's been like what? It's been like 12 hours. It's been 12 hours and nothing's happened, and I'm just like, why? Like why has nothing happened? Like how? It's quite annoying when you hear it. You know, when you're in labor and then you're expecting to be something and then you're still the same. It's really stressful, wallah, because you're like, I'm going through all of this and nothing's happening, nothing's shifting, nothing's moving. So I was getting a bit concerned, but I was just too busy with the pain anyway. So I'm just like with my gas in there, I'm getting more and more tired, more and more exhausted. My husband, I'm like, help me. I'm looking at the head, I'm like, help me. You know, nobody can help me. And it was just so painful, and just thinking back, right? It's just crazy because like at that point I remember thinking like, I can't do it, like stop, I'm done with this, like can we get an exchange, a refund, I don't know, can we cancel item? Like I was like, please, can we just finish, can we like press game over on this game? But it's not a game, it's real life, and you have to push this baby out. This baby has to come out. But then around 7-8 o'clock-ish, so a few more hours have gone by. They've assessed me again. They said I'm 5 centimeters. Next thing you know, this flood of doctors come in, doctors, whatever, this, that, and then they're all just surrounding me, and they're like, listen, we need to discuss a potential C-section. We need to discuss blah, blah, blah. And I'm just in pain. I'm out of it. I'm just like, what's going on with all these people? What's going on here? Like, what's happening? Who is this? What does she want from me? Excuse me, I'm in pain. Hello. Like, I'm just like in my own world. And then everything around me is just like a blur. You know what I mean? So the doctors are all surrounding us, and then they said basically we want to put it on a drip to try and increase the contractions and to try and get her to dilate more. So I'm like, just do whatever the hell you want to do, just do what you got to do, you know what I mean? At that point I'm just out of it. So they've you know, put all the needles in, and then they put the drip in, which is like an artificial hormone that helps stimulate more contractions to help speed up labor. However, the only downside to this drip is that it intensifies your contractions, because you've got artificial contractions and you've got your own contractions, and it is pain. It is, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, it is. And as soon as they put that drip in, my contractions would come in like every minute. Like they were so close together, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, what the hell is this? Give me the epidural now, I can't breathe, I can't do this, what the hell? My husband's like, don't worry, it's okay, you can do this. I'm like, no, excuse me, you just know what I'm feeling. Shush. And the was like, it's okay, you don't need it. I was like, you shush as well, because you don't know what I'm feeling. Like, give me the epi, hello, can I get the epi? Yeah, so I'm like screaming at the doctor. I was like, come back, give me the epidural now. And I'm screaming, I'm just all over the place. It's a hot mess. By the way, my hair and makeup that I did, my hair was on my forehead, sticky Mickey. Yeah, my mascara was all here. It was a really ugly situation. So my advice going into labor is, put your moisturizer on and tie your hair up. Don't do what I did, okay? You're not gonna look like Rapunzel. It ain't gonna happen. So I was like that, screaming at them. I was like, please come back, give me the epidural. And they were like, look, she wants the epidural, let's give it to her. It's like 9-10 o'clock now, yeah? So more hours are going by, and then they're coming to give me the epidural, and I'm like, give me it, I don't care, back pain for life, let's get it, just get me out of this situation right now. Like, you're gonna have to keep still if you want the epidural, and I couldn't keep still at this point. And they just checked me as well as 5 centimeters, so I wasn't progressing, which is really sad, to be honest. And then they're like, can you please keep still, because you know, we want to put the epidural in, you have to keep still, it's a spinal, it's not a joke. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying. Next thing you know, I'm shaking, basically I'm shaking. And they're like, can you please keep still? I'm like, I can't keep still, you know what I mean, like it's something, my body is doing something, I don't know what's happening. And then the midwife's looking at me going, hang on a minute, let me just check her. So they checked me, and then the midwife goes, the impossible has happened, she's 10 centimeters dilated. Next thing you know, there was this big round of applause in the room, yeah? And by the way, I'm still out of it, I don't know what's going on. And everyone's like, oh my God, yeah, she's 10 centimeters, alhamdulillah. And I'm like, what am I? What is it? Why? And she goes, you 10 centimeters? I was like, okay, so what do you want me to do now? She went, now you have to push the baby out. I went, oh, it's not over? So I didn't end up getting the epidural, by the way. Obviously I couldn't because I was shaking and I didn't need it, alhamdulillah. Because you know what, wallah, I did not want it. I did not want it. I was like, no, I don't want it. I want to be able to do this just naturally without the epidural. And plus I get really bad back pain and like sciatica and stuff, so I didn't want anything to cause me more problems in the future. Now it's time for the pushing. So they've prepared me. It took me quite a while to push the baby out. It took like an hour and a half. The ring of fire is real. The ring of fire is real. Ooh. To think I'm going to think I'm gonna have to do this in like a couple of weeks. Ya Allah, may Allah make it easy for me. So I'm pushing, and then it took so long to push the head out, and then I've pushed the head out. Ring of fire. It stung like crazy. It feels like 1,000 bees stinging me all on one time. That's what it feels like down there. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, so I pushed the head out. Yeah, so it took me a while to push the head out. The head's out. And then they were like, okay, just one more push, you know, push again. And then I pushed again, and alhamdulillah, the whole body just came out. And when I tell you, wallahi al-azim, yeah, when I tell you the feeling that I got when that that baby just came out of me, wallah, it was like someone had just poured a bucket of ice cold water over my head, and there was this coolness in the air and in the room. It was so crazy, just the feeling that I got. I was like, it was as if my soul had returned into my body. That's what it felt like. It was the most incredible feeling. Honestly, wallah, it was the most incredible feeling, just to know that, oh my God, I'm done. It's out. The baby is out, khalas, like it's finished. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, you've tore a little bit, so we're gonna have to do some stitches, and you still need to push the placenta out. I didn't know the placenta came out straight away. I didn't even feel that. And I was like, stitches, I don't care, because I took the babies out. I did it. You know what I mean? And oh, it was just such an incredible moment. I can't wait for that moment, to be honest. That's the best moment. It's just such an amazing, empowering feeling. Alhamdulillah. So I pushed the baby out, and Serena didn't cry. And I was just in a daze. I was like, oh, what's up? Is everything okay? And they were like, oh, it seems as though the baby's swallowed the meconium. I was like, what? What's that? Is everything okay? So they took the baby. It happened very quickly. They had to cut the umbilical cord themselves, or I don't know if Abdurrahman did. I can't even remember, wallah, but I remember it was just a very quick thing. He actually didn't cut the cord. He wanted to, obviously, but because of the situation, the baby wasn't breathing basically when it came out. They've took it into like the little side table, and what they're basically doing is trying to sucking out all the meconium from her chest and her nose. And then it was like a 3-4 minute wait, and I was just like, is everything okay? Is everything okay? And I was trying to not get myself waked up, because I'm just trying to like have faith in Allah, and I'm like, ya Allah, like khair ya Rabbi, you know, inshallah everything is okay, inshallah my baby's okay. Like I haven't even saw her at this point, you know. I just like, she just flew from the other side of the room because the midwife just took her, so I've not even looked at her yet. And my husband's looking at me, and my sister's looking at me, and we're all just like, is everything okay? And then after a couple of minutes, we heard the cry, and we're like, oh, alhamdulillah, yay, my baby. And then they brought the baby over, and then, oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional. I wanna get emotional. But yeah, when I held the baby for the first time, it was like so surreal. Like, I'm looking into her eyes and I'm thinking, that's my baby. Like, what the hell? Like, I just gave birth to this beautiful baby, alhamdulillah. And I'm just looking at my husband, he's right next to me, and we're looking at the baby together, and I'm like, this is our baby. Like, alhamdulillah. Let me just calm down. Yeah, so then at this point, baby's on me, we're doing skin to skin, and then they're like, right, okay, can dad take the baby and do some skin to skin over there whilst we stitch mum up? I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. We took the baby, and Abdurrahman's having his time with her, and I'm just looking at them from a distance as I'm getting stitched. Very interesting situation. And I'm just like in awe with what I'm looking at. I'm just thinking, whoa, like, this is crazy. So I'm getting stitched, and the stitches, to be honest, they did hurt, they were uncomfortable, but the gas in air really helped, so I was back on the gas in air. At this point, I'm really high, okay, because obviously there's no contractions, I'm just feeling this pain. So they finished the stitches, and then stood up, I'm looking around the room, right, and it was like a proper bloodbath. There was blood everywhere, and I was thinking, what the hell's going on? What? It was like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'm not even lying. There was blood everywhere, and I'm stepping on blood, and there was footsteps of blood. It was just a really horrific scene. I was like, what the hell happened in here? Basically, by the way, as soon as you have the baby, you're back to normal. This is the weird thing about labour. It's like I've just been pulled out of hell, and I'm just, you know, back into normality. SubhanAllah, it's so weird. Like, it's just finished. Khalas, it's done. So I'm just back to my old self. Obviously, I'm exhausted and I'm bleeding, and I'm a mum. I got my shower. They've prepared another bed for me, and my daughter's with me. You know, my husband's with me, Dee's with me, and I'm just like, it's done. They brought me a cup of tea and toast. It was the best tea and toast in my life, let me tell you that, because I was starving. My husband and Dee ended up going home because they had to leave the hospital because it's getting quite late now. It's like 8 p.m. So it's been a couple of hours since I've had the baby. I'm now in my ward with other fellow mums. So my husband's gone home, sister's gone home, and I'm like, right, let me sleep. I'm so tired. The midwife's come around to do some checks, right? So she's checking on Serena, and they basically took Serena away, and they said, look, we just need to do some extra checks on it. I was like, is everything okay? She was like, yeah, everything's fine. I was like, okay then. They've took the baby, and then it's been like an hour, and I'm like, where the hell is my baby? You know, and by the way, bear in mind, I'm running on no sleep, you know, I'm a bit traumatic. So I'm like, where the hell's my baby? They've took my baby, where's my baby? So I've gone out of my ward, I'm waddling, obviously because I've got stitches, I'm still in pain, you know, so I'm waddling down the corridors of the hospital, like, excuse me, I just had a baby, if you didn't know. They're like, yeah, we know. I was like, yeah, where's my baby though? So they took me to the room where the baby is, and they were like, look, we're just doing some checks on her. Her breathing seems a bit irregular or something like that. I don't know what term they use. And I was like, okay, and like, what do I do? Like, is everything okay? Is she gonna be okay? At this point, khalas, you're a mother now. You are a mother now, that's it now, and all I can think about is my baby. Is my baby okay? They were just like, look, just go back to your room, and we're gonna have to take her up to the ICU, and keep an eye on her. We have to do this. And I was like, okay. They're like, okay, we'll come back and get you when she's right, when we've prepped her or whatever. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And I'm trying to call my husband and sister. They're not picking up. Obviously they're probably knocked out because they've been up for like 2 days. So then I'm getting really worried, getting really scared, to be honest. I still haven't had any sleep. And then about half an hour later, they've said, okay, you can come and see the baby. She's upstairs in the ICU, which is the intensive care unit. And I'm like, why is she in the ICU? Like, what's going on? I was like, you know, I just want to, you know, smell my baby, you know? So then I've gone up and I can just see x-rays saying baby Serena, and I'm like, at this point I'm getting really stressed out, and I'm getting really upset, and I'm like, where's my baby? Next thing you know, I see my baby in an incubator. Yeah, she was stripped, she had wires in her nose. It was I just remember looking at her, and then I started crying. I was like, what the hell's wrong with my baby? Like, what's up? Like, what are you telling me? And they're like, nothing, it's fine, it's just because her breathing, we have to check it, and she needs extra oxygen and whatever. And I'm so upset. I started crying. Obviously I'm in a very vulnerable state as well, so I wasn't really prepared to hear this. No mother is, to be honest. So she ended up staying in hospital for over a week. They had to discharge me the next day, and I was like, okay, you know what, obviously, you know, my baby's health comes first, so do what you gotta do. And she was in safe hands. The hospital was amazing, you know, the unit that they had, the baby unit was just so amazing, the ICU, and they really looked after her, and she did get better. But that day when I got discharged and I went home, I was all good, right? I was all fine. I was like, okay, yeah, we get to go and visit her like every, you know, whenever we want, basically. I had to go like every 2-3 hours to breastfeed him. So it was very, you know, in and out the house. And obviously, like I said to you, because the journey was quite far as well, the hospital wasn't local. You know, it was just very inconvenient. I just wished that I had my baby and I was at home, but yallah, alhamdulillah. Got discharged. I had the Moses basket set up and everything set up, and then I was just sat there drinking a cup of tea, and I was like looking at the basket with her name on it, because I like got a personalized blanket for her, and I'm just like, I was staring at the blanket, and then I just burst out into tears. And my husband's like, what's wrong? And the hubby's like, what's up? And I was like, it's just so hard to like have a baby and come home without the baby. Like, I've just I went through this traumatic thing, this traumatic experience to have the baby. I did it, and I don't have her. Like, it was just really sad, honestly. I was actually really low, and I think I got depressed. I got a bit of postnatal depression. And I think it was because of that situation, obviously, you know, being stripped away from your child and going through all that trauma, and then, you know, the hospital still, and, you know, but alhamdulillah, I had a great support system around me, so it didn't last long. The next day, the hospital had said to me, look, we're happy to give you a room. So they have this thing where it's called transitional care, which I think was amazing, by the way. So I was able to stay at the hospital so I could breastfeed my child and stay close to her and stuff. So that was really nice. So I ended up staying in hospital for a week, and by the way, it was the worst week of my life. It was really bad because I was lacking of sleep. I'm a new mom, I'm breastfeeding every 2-3 hours. It was like, whoa, like the whole transition is crazy. I might do another video on this and how I've coped with it and stuff. But you do overcome. It's just a phase. If there's something I've learned about motherhood, everything is a phase, and you've got to let it pass. And once it passes, you're good to go. Anyway, a week later, I'm home, baby's home, happy families, and yeah, my journey of being a mummy began. And it was the most, you know, it's been the most incredible time being a mum to my amazing daughter Serena. Honestly, she's everything that she's absolutely everything. She's just this ray of sunshine, and we're so blessed to have her. And alhamdulillah, if there's one thing I can say about labor, guys, is that, right, it is one day of torture, and you have to accept it's gonna be one day of torture, but it's just one day and it will go. And in that moment you feel like, whoa, I can't do it, but you can do it and you will do it. And I think having that belief in you and constantly doing that helped me. And I was thinking about my mom. I was thinking about how my mom's had 8 kids, and she, you know, she had like 5 of us in Yemen, so there was no hospitals, there was no gas, there was nothing. She was having them at home, and I used her as a source of strength, and obviously my faith in Allah, and alhamdulillah I did it, and my baby is here, she's happy, she's healthy, and I can't be more grateful. I'm so grateful. I thank Allah every day for this blessing. And yeah, that's my labor story, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed recording it for you guys and telling this story. Let me know in the comments if anything had related to you. Let me know how long your labor was. For any women who are expecting, I pray that everything goes well for you guys. I hope that it's a short and speedy labor, and even if it isn't, I pray that God gives you the strength to get through. And just know that we are women and we were built to do this, we were made to do this. And listen, regardless of how your baby came out, whether it was a C-section, whether you had an epidural, whether you got induced, whether it was natural, whatever it was, yeah, you got your baby at the end of it. So I think there's just so much beauty in every journey, and I think the main thing that we want as parents, as mums, is to just deliver this baby safely, basically. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed listening to my labor story. What's funny is that I'm gonna be sat here, inshallah, I'm gonna be sat here probably next month recording my second baby labor story, which will be interesting because I'm just thinking about it now. I'm thinking, I wonder what my labor story is going to be like with the second. Will it be a short one? Will it be a long one? But you know what? I've come to accept whatever it may be, yeah, it will be. So I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to hope for the best, and inshallah my baby's healthy and I'm healthy. That's all I care about. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and all the best to you mums who are expecting, and I'll catch you in my next video. Hey guys, just before I go, today's Arabic word of the day will be family. So in Arabic, family is translated as a'ila. 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 I thought it's most fitted for this video. Anyway guys, God bless you and God bless your families.